Hi, I'm Claire and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know me, I'm an Irish YouTuber living in Ireland, and if you do know me, thanks for coming back. This week I thought I would do something that I think is fun, but lots of people are probably not going to agree with me. I thought that I would react to comments about my miscarriage. Yeah, you heard that correctly. As a content creator and as somebody who's shared their life on the internet for years, it felt like a natural decision for me to talk openly online about how I've had a miscarriage. And I first mentioned it around 2 weeks after it happened. I put up a video just explaining on my YouTube channel. After some time passed, I started to create comedic content, dark humor content around it. And some people had a lot to say about that. So let's get into it. I do want to first acknowledge all of the lovely and kind and supportive comments and tweets and private messages that I got sent. I want to thank everyone so much for all of their support. But at the same time, it's funny to hone in on the stuff that's not quite so supportive. When I put up my video on YouTube, letting people know that I had a miscarriage and to stop asking me when we're having kids because it's now really getting on my nerves, someone seriously commented, "My heartfelt condolences on both your loss. Truly awful, but it will get better over time. We've been there. No one deserves to suffer like this, and too many do. I applaud your bravery for sharing." That's lovely, isn't it? He continues, "This experience can be life perspective changing. When you're ready, you may look back on some of your Repeal the Eighth videos with a different mindset. I'm not saying it would change your views, but now you will have a different perspective on other futures robbed." Okay, so what you're saying is it actually will change my views, is what you're saying there. And I said, no, I won't. What did I say in the video, which I did, about people putting their politics before their humanity? It took 1 hour and 5 minutes. See, here's the thing. If anything, me having a miscarriage made me more pro-choice, not less. First of all, if there's something that I really want to happen for me, I don't understand how it helps me to force someone else to do it. That doesn't help it happen to me. That doesn't affect me at all. Not only that, but having gone through the experience of a miscarriage, which by the way, no one warns you about, I now know how traumatic that experience is. I can't believe women go through this without any support. I can't believe that women have gone through this where they've had to go to England and start this process, then come home, no help, no nothing, no support. We failed them. Big time. So I started to put up some TikToks, some dark humor TikToks. And here's a nice comment. "When you can find humor in difficult situations, you win. I'm sorry for your loss." So that's what I want to hear from people. I'm a firm believer that you can joke about your traumatic experiences if you want. I'm not going to make a joke about anybody else's miscarriage. I'm only going to joke about mine. Some people, however, really struggle with that concept. Some people got really mad at me for making this content. Some people tried to make jokes about my miscarriage. The most recent video about this that I put up on TikTok was a lip sync to Family Guy audio.
"Well, I got the results of your ultrasound, and I got some news for you."
Wait. We don't want to know if it's a boy or a girl.
"Oh, okay. Well, it's not breathing."
Someone said, "I'm dead, ... like your ... Someone else said fetuses don't breathe, and I would like them to put that in writing and send it to the Family Guy writers as an official complaint about the inaccuracies of their content. Someone commented and said, "So this is inappropriate." And I commented back and said, "That's your opinion!" Someone commented and said, "May I ask you a personal question, please?" No. Previously I did this TikTok, which is a trend that was going around. Someone said, "Sorry for your loss, but this is literally the funniest thing I've seen all day." And that's the sort of shit that I want to see. I was like, hell yeah, at least something good came out of it. In regards to the caption, "My baby piecing out at 10 weeks, someone wrote, "Some people just can't wait." Which is like, ouch, but also kind of funny. Someone commented and said, "Claire, you've taken a horrible event and dealt humour into it to cope. Mad respect." Mad respect back to you, my friend. Katie commented on this video, "I'm so sorry." And somebody replied to Katie, called Catholic Church Official, and said, "She clearly doesn't care." I just want to make sure everyone is very aware that I do, in fact, care that I had a miscarriage. Like, I do care. But that doesn't mean that I can never joke about it. I put up a TikTok captioned, "My midwife on if she found a heartbeat. And the song is, yes, no, maybe, I don't know, can you repeat the question? I can't sing, nor can I use the actual audio because I'll get copyrighted. Humour is making light of tragedy, so it's easier to process. Sending positive vibes to you and Alex. Thank you very much. Someone wrote, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh, which made me laugh an awful lot. This midwife TikTok was the first TikTok that I put up probably about 4 weeks after the actual miscarriage, which, by the way, is only actually 2 weeks after it completed because it took 2 weeks. Anyway, I put up this TikTok and this was like the start of my healing process. Just about ready to start making jokes about it, like really dipping my toe into the dark humour pond, trying to move on. And somebody wrote, good news is you don't have to worry about teething. Bad news is you redecorated your office for no reason. I think the difference between what I'm doing and what that stranger on the internet is doing is that I'm making a joke about an experience that happened to me. I feel like there is a definite difference there. And we're going to come back to this actually later. Don't worry, this is going to come up several times. After that comment, I put up a TikTok where I talked about the fact that I didn't think I was ready to hear other people, total strangers, make jokes about my miscarriage. So, just about 2 weeks ago, I had a miscarriage and I've been processing it, you know, offline. I just posted a YouTube video talking about it yesterday for the first time, and all of the comments are like really supportive and lovely. There's only a few weird ones that mention our sex life. Ugh. But in that time I had been making really dark TikToks and posting them to my drafts, really dark humour. And I posted like one of the lighter ones this morning, and I learned that if you make a dark joke about something traumatic that happened to you, your personal experience, it gives strange internet men the license to make a joke back about the thing that happened to you as well. Which, it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. I don't think I'm ready yet for that. Yeah, I don't think so. And again, a profile pictureless person with no content on their profile wrote, men just have no filter. Some of us have around women, I don't. If you start on the dark humour, we are just going to out-darken it. Like it's some kind of fucking competition. This woman made a dark joke about an experience that happened to her. Get her! She can't out-darken men, that's not how it works. Somebody said, sorry for your loss. I wish more women would speak about miscarriage so others would know they aren't alone. I totally understand why people would want to keep this shit to themselves, especially after some of the messages and some of the comments that I've received. This is why. It's because when you speak about an experience, you open it up for critique. And lots of people have real shitty takes on stuff. It might be time to take some time for yourself and step away from the internet, because that is what women are normally told to do. When other people overstep a boundary, it's like you should hide yourself away rather than other people learn what is and isn't appropriate. Someone said, so is a joke only okay if you crack it then? If you're not ready to deal with it, why broadcast it on social media? I'll address both those questions one after the other. So is a joke only okay if you crack it? Yes. A joke about my miscarriage is only okay if I make it. You don't get to make a joke about my miscarriage. Think of stand-up comedy. If I am on a stage telling a joke about my dead mother, I am giving you permission to laugh at my circumstance, at my experience, at the joke that I made. You don't get to stand up from the audience and start hurling abuse back at me about the experiences that I'm telling you about. If I'm making a comedic piece of content for the internet, it doesn't mean you get to make a joke about the thing that happened to me. I don't know how much clearer I can be about this. He also said, if you're not ready to deal with it, why broadcast it on social media? Being ready to deal with an experience that happened to you and face it and heal from it is totally different to being ready to take a randomer's abuse on it. I see a very clear distinction there, personally, but okay. From these initial TikToks, I actually got a comment that inspired this TikTok. So after I shared on here that I'd had a miscarriage at 10 weeks, I got a comment saying, at least she got 3 months of unprotected sex out of it. Lad, how do you think I got pregnant in the first... And a profile pictureless person that I've already called out in this video wrote, I do say some shitty things to you. Honestly, whoever said that was just being crass. There is some limits. Good to know. Good to know there's some limits to being a cunt. And someone commented it was a man, wasn't it? Like, obviously. Here's the comment that I want everyone to take home with them. The expression I've heard that makes the most sense is you only get to make gallows humour if you're one of the people on the gallows. Exactly. Sorry for your loss. Dark humour for most of us is a coping mechanism. It doesn't mean that we are okay with people using it against us. Damn right. So now we move on to Twitter, the most positive place on the internet. So I tweeted, first lockdown, started trying for a baby. Second lockdown, miscarried. Broken heart emoji. Let's hope the next lockdown will bring a rainbow with it. For the record, it has not yet. And Alan said, it's hard for both in the relationship when this happens, more so for the woman. Check your folic levels, bud. It helped my missus when we were trying for our second child. Beware, you have a higher chance of twins after miscarriage. And I replied, thanks, that's really helpful. Jesus, twins. Unfortunately, it didn't end there though. So they replied again and wrote, let the other half build the swimmer bank as well. 2 pumps and a squirt. First time round. But make sure he gets 2 or 3 sessions close together to trigger the pump action effect. God. 20 minutes recovery and a good sugar load in between to maximise the chances. It's messy as fuck, but fun as well. And then he attached this GIF. As with all medical advice I've been given on the internet lately, I understand that it's coming from a very good place, but I don't want it. I don't want it. I certainly don't want advice on how to make a baby phrased like a dirty fanfic. I don't need advice on how to have sex. I know how to have sex, okay? Also, we've successfully made a baby once, so you know that we can do it. There might be something at play here to do with me being Irish. The Irish are real, like, sexually repressed. We don't like talking about sex. To have a lot of strangers, a lot of whom are men, give me really graphic sex advice makes me so uncomfortable. It's funny, I thought that making a video and telling people about my miscarriage would solve one problem that I had, which was where people continuously asked me really aggressively when me and Alex were having kids, and it was beginning to really piss me off. But now it has presented a new problem where people are giving me really graphic, unwanted, unnecessary sex advice. Just caught between a rock and a hard place here, to be honest. Yeah, so long story short, thank you for all the positive comments. Like, I got hundreds and hundreds. Like, I don't want to highlight the negative, except it's way funnier to highlight the negative, so that's why I'm doing it. So to summarize, I do care that I had a miscarriage. I don't need sex advice. And I will joke about it all I want. And you don't get to. And I don't really care if you think that's hypocritical either. If you've had a miscarriage, we can share a joke, you know? But you can't joke about what happened to me. That's just not how it works. You can only make gallows humour if you're on the gallows. Please subscribe to my channel. Please give me a follow on Instagram. And please consider becoming a patron, because that is how I support myself and keep this show on the road. You can also unlock exclusive content by becoming a patron. If you're not in a position to support me on Patreon, I do have a Ko-fi where you can buy me a coffee. Although I did change it to pints, actually. You can buy me a pint. Takeaway pint, because we're still in coronavirus lockdown. But anyway, if you liked this video, you might like this one or this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Slán, slán.